Hello, thank you for listening to the Fillet podcast. This is episode 173. I'm Grant Fierro here with Mike Medina.
What's
Hi,
up,
Mike.
Grant? How's the weather?
The weather in California, Southern California right now, it's good. It's actually
You're in
70s. I think it's in
SoCal?
the 80s.
What are you doing in SoCal? I thought you lived in
You thought I lived where?
Los Angeles.
That's Southern California.
Oh, shit. Really? I thought it was like Central.
LA? No,
Yeah.
not at all.
Yeah.
The only reason I said Southern
Oh,
California was because I think it's funny, even like in interviews, like with skateboarders and stuff, or anyone, they always refer to California of like being warm year round, or people will just say California, but it's like Northern California has its areas that snow. I mean, even down here, if you went like east, but Southern California has nice weather for sure. I'm guessing Illinois is cold, Mike.
yeah. No, freezing here. It's not like freezing. It's just like it all came at once. Like here is so windy. It'll be like fucking 80 degrees and humid, like 60 and like cooling off. This week it's like 40 degrees.
Wow.
It's just ridiculous here, man.
Well, speaking of Illinois, let's talk about an Illinois native.
What a perfect little segue you did there. That was like some Drew's Day shit.
Your boy Corey Glick. Mike, I know it's one of your favorites at the moment.
Fuck yeah.
This
In general.
I love this part. I want to hear what you have to say about it. Maybe I mean we could even touch on him. I know you don't know him really personally, but just kind of seeing him around maybe when you're younger.
I've met him a few different times actually, and we did. My friend Sean Turner is good with him, and we actually were linked up to do an interview at one point, and I just kind of didn't know where I would put it. Like I didn't know where the interview would go, so I kind of held off, which bums me out because now is like the perfect time to hit him up for some put it somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, it's whatever. But what I was gonna say is like this part is all original, right? Like he doesn't. The thing about Glick, I think, is really fucking sick, and I think it stands out to everyone, even people that don't know him or aren't like fans of him because he's from Illinois or from their state or whatever. Is I think that he doesn't skate like anyone else.
Yeah.
His style doesn't remind me of anyone. His trick selection doesn't remind me of anyone. It's literally like his own shit, right?
Yeah, that's super sick.
Does that come off that way to you with like
it does. And I mean,
Southern Cali guy?
Yeah, no, it does. I think. I mean, we also kind of said similar things about Frankie Villani a couple weeks ago.
Absolutely.
And I agree.
In totally different ways, though.
Yeah, in different ways, but I agree that like Glick and Frankie are two dudes that I agree. They don't really remind me of other people. They kind of just skate their own way. And that's, I guess, refreshing. Not that it's bad to like, if you watch someone skate and they remind you, that doesn't necessarily bug me, but it is cool to watch Frankie
I don't mean that
and
in
Glick.
a bad way at all. I actually mean that in a good way because a lot of the time somebody can skate like somebody and it'll be like a fuck yeah type of thing. Like, it reminds me of Jeremy Ray. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, and it's rad.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely. But it is also refreshing, and it's cool to see dudes that just kind of naturally and have their own style, and they skate spots certain ways, and it's just their own thing.
I just think he looks fucking badass with that to pop up on things. And I like knowing that he's a little dude and he's getting onto big things, so I think that's pretty sick.
That is rad.
What else do I like? The mustache is fucking sick.
This dude,
I really like the way he does Feeble popovers and Smith popovers, like how I just like it's just so casual to get onto the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that crazy? And then obviously we're here. Let's talk about it. The fucking ender, got to be the trick of the year. I'm sorry for all the El Toro love. I have nothing against it. I have nothing against all the El Toro shit. I love the El Toro clips. Keep them coming. They're making skateboarding crazy. They're progressing skateboarding. I love it, right? But you can't pass this up, man. You can't pass Glick up. And now I say it, right? And I say it, and it's like mid-October. But like, watch, Shane drops a part and blows everyone's fucking head out of their ass. Something like the craziest trick ever, you know?
Yeah, there actually should be some Shane footage on the way,
All
but
I'm saying is like, dude, right now in October, what's the
October
October 18th?
17th. It's October 18th,
Okay,
17th.
that's my favorite trick that has gone down this year.
Okay. Um, yeah, I mean, regardless, I don't know. It's so hard for me to choose. Just the idea of one trick out of a whole year is just still so crazy to me.
I know, but
But
it's a thing.
it is. You're right. And it should be in that conversation. It has to be. It's a trick. If you told someone what he did a Wally front 270 to backside nose blunt. You you wouldn't even be able to wrap your mind around that because like you need a very specific obstacle to even do that on.
Yeah. You
Um,
would if you said
which
it to somebody, they wouldn't even know how to picture it.
yeah, exactly. They wouldn't. Um, and to me, the coolest thing about it, his second to last trick is an ollie, a really really
Yep.
gnarly looking ollie that could
Massive
have been an ender,
yeah.
right? Um, uh, what
Right.
I love is I love when an ender is a trick that you don't see. Okay, so maybe if someone has an ender that's a kickflip and it's an incredible kickflip, like that's not like I dislike that, but it's cool when an ender is a trick that you've never seen or you've never seen in that way. And a
Like an
Wally,
NBD you're saying?
yeah, an NBD or you know, I'm sure someone has done a Wally, you know, maybe some sort of Wally 270 nose blunt on something, but you need a very specific type of obstacle. Like you can't go to any skate park and learn that trick because you need something to be so perfectly set up for that trick.
You need to be so good at Wally front three and
And
back
back
nose
nose
blunt.
blunting. Yeah. The crazy thing about it is how smooth it's he's locked into the back nose blunt, but it's really just like one motion and the last 90 is he's nose blunt sliding and he turns out of it. But it's so smooth and well done. It's insane. It's like he rolls away at probably nearly the exact speed he comes in, or maybe even a little faster since he's nose blunting down it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like, and you see his face when he rolls away, and I think every skateboarder can relate to that moment of just like it's just like a moment of awe. Like I really just did something that he probably had been thinking about and trying for a long time. And
Right.
it wasn't a make where he like battled to hold on. It was controlled. The entire trick was so controlled.
It looks like he had done it a bunch of times and that he like picked his favorite one.
Yeah,
I
it's
completely
incredible.
agree.
It's
Yeah,
incredible.
man, that's my my third favorite part of the year so far.
Third favorite?
Yeah.
Was that we have I know Shad's one of those. I don't know what your other
Dave
one is.
Dave Mull, Toxic Planet,
Oh
whatever.
yeah, I should have guessed.
Yeah,
Um,
I've watched that part so many fucking times this year. It's insane.
that's sick. Yeah, I mean, this
Yeah.
is actually within the past 2 weeks, the second trick that we've both kind of agreed is up there for trick of the year. I know we talked about Frankie's Bennett grind switchback 3 as well.
Yep.
Um,
Game changer,
both
man.
those
Game
have
changer.
to be in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And you mentioned the El Toro trick, so we might as well just use that as another little segue. Xander Gabriel dropped a video part for Grizzly Grip Tape. I had never heard of Xander,
Neither had I.
but speaking of El Toro, the last trick is a backside Smith grind down it. Um, and he's regular foot, so he does it on the rail that we haven't really seen many people been skating at all.
Yeah,
And he
seriously.
puts wood as the landing, so I think it's the type of thing where the grass kind of ends where the rail is, or the grass, yeah, ends in the
That's
concrete.
what it looks like. That's what it
Uh,
looks like, yeah.
yeah, and you know what I wrote down from this was that I don't remember seeing El Toro filmed from this angle. It's like directly from the side. So the filmer's looking at the rail from the side of it, not head on. Um, which
Mm.
I thought was a fine angle. I was like, oh, I've never really seen the
I
rail
think
or the
that's what they
set
were
film
going
from this.
for.
Yeah,
I
which is
think
cool.
that they
Switch it
were
up a little bit.
Yeah, I think they were trying to switch it up, but still, like, I mean, it's El Toro, right? Right. So no matter what angle you see it from, you know what set it is, and you know how
Yeah,
massive it is. No matter, I'm sure it's not. I'm sure it's harder to make it look small than it is to make it look big.
I would agree.
So Yeah, but that was definitely we're not traditionally used to seeing, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. But the backsmith itself was done super well. And the crazy thing about it was how fast he landed to me.
Yeah, he was hauling
Yeah.
ass for
Yeah.
sure. I saw that too.
Yeah. But Element Piece dropped this week. I haven't watched the whole video again since my first watch at the premiere. But Nyjah backsmithed it and Nolly back 50 Del Toro, and that as well. So there's two backsmiths down El Toro that came out within like a day of each other, or maybe they both dropped. I don't know. Whatever.
That does seem weird.
Yeah, to be honest with you, would imagine that that dude Xander probably heard that Nyjah, or like, someone from the premiere told him like, hey, Nyjah backsmithed it too. So maybe he kind of like got his part edited and got it out. So it wasn't like months later that he did the same trick.
Right, right,
I wouldn't
right.
be shocked if that was the case. But this dude,
Right.
Xander Gabriel in general, I had never heard of him. Like I said, definitely a rail chomper. Obviously, if you're backsmithing El Toro, you're down to skate some rails, but he crooks a kinked rail, which is super buck. I mean, definitely stands out to me as like he's down to skate huge rails. And front board's
Yeah,
a gnarly rail.
for sure.
And
Yeah, he was tight.
moving along, Mike, I want to ask you about this. Dan Mancina
Oh, that was sick.
came out to Fargo, your local shop and skate park. I know. I'm sure everyone at Skate Fillet knows. But yeah, he was out there and did an event with the shop, correct?
Yeah. It was like more than that though. It was like there was like this like local advocate for like everything, like mental health, physical health, like everything, right? So
Okay.
there was like physically handicapped people there. There was like deaf people there, blind people there, and like everyone was there like to support Dan. Like it was like insane. It was like his support system was crazy. That was like the first thing I noticed when I got there. Is like he straight up like travels with like his own like everyone travels like to support him.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
insane. It's so yeah, it's crazy. But like, Grant, have you ever seen him? Like, seen the way he skates?
I've seen clips on Instagram. I saw what you posted, how he holds that.
That's the craziest thing I've ever seen, man.
Do they
It
have a
is
name for that?
insane.
For the stick or walk or?
I'm not sure. I think it's just
Okay.
called like a cane, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess that's what it would be. Yeah, but to answer
I'm
your
like,
question,
I
I've
don't mean
seen
to
him
sound like,
kind of.
yeah. If anyone's listening and we sound insensitive, we're definitely not trying to. We just are ignorant.
Yeah. But yeah, I've seen him use that really to kind of see how far away he is from an obstacle or maybe
Dude,
like the height of something and then kind of like feel it
yeah.
out and
Yeah, but to like watch him do it and like you can like literally watch him figure it out in his head.
that's pretty rad.
It's insane, Grant. It's like one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Like you can see him like or like what does it look like? And like you'll be like, oh, it's like a ledge. It's a ledge, and there's you can ride this way and this way up to it. And he'll find it like with the cane, and he'll measure exactly what he needs to do to get on and to get off of it. And he'll a couple times, and then he'll literally just go for it, dude. It's insane. Like he did a nollie lip, and that was like third try, and I was like, are you kidding? Like he slid like half the thing. I was like, oh my god, that was insane.
Wow.
And like the front board pop out. Did you see that?
I'm just remembering the
Gangster.
front nose to fakie, honestly.
Yeah, he does a front nose to fakie down that like butter bench to like
Yeah,
bank
with the
thing. And
bank.
that thing's like not easy to skate, dude. Like I skate that thing all the time. It's not easy to skate.
Dude, that's
I don't know,
super
man.
sick.
And like, dude, we have a few kids that like that do like lessons in like league and shit or whatever, like at our shop. And I believe one of them's deaf, and he like was like super hyped, like asking him questions about how he like figures out how to like navigate around the park and shit, you
Uh-huh.
know.
Yeah,
And
that's
that was,
that's
dude,
sick.
it's sick. I definitely think that like he's definitely like a good thing for skateboarding.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like that dude rules, man.
So was the event like with like it for like the skate camp thing you guys do or what exactly was it?
It was just it was literally just to have him there and like kick it and talk to people and like
Sick.
skate with everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like She referred
That's
to it.
so
I think the
cool.
shop owner referred to it as a demo, but it was more so just like a kick it, you know?
Hang out, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's cool. That must be really sick. I mean, just like you were asking me, and I've seen in the videos, but I'm sure seeing him kind of figure everything out mentally, um,
It's
in terms of
crazy.
skating an obstacle in person, it's probably so cool.
Insane, dude. I definitely like was like taken back and like humbled by it for sure.
It would be interesting, and I know in the real there's a real article in Thrasher a couple months ago that Dan went on the trip. It was for the they did the
Oh, with that board
uprise.
where it says like real in braille letters.
Yeah, yeah, but
That is so sick.
they yeah, there's a thing in there that says like Dan Mancina challenge, and it's kind of explaining like go to a spot you've never been to, blindfolded, and kind of try to figure it out, like without much help. And
Dude,
I thought that was
I'll
interesting.
get
Like,
smoked.
yeah, dude, like it's got to be so hard to figure out, and um, I don't know, like you obviously I understand his tactic, and it's has to be the best thing you could do in that case. Um, but it's just crazy to think about like not really knowing the height of something or like how waxed it is or just so many factors that go into
Totally.
skating like a ledge or a rail or something. It's
Or like
crazy.
if like a ledge or like if a rail has a like a nick in it or like a bump or something, like you don't
Yeah.
know. He just measures how long it is, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. That's super cool that he came out and did that.
Yeah, it was rad.
That's super sick. Zion Wright, another one. Mike, we're running through so many of your favorite things today. It's pretty
This is
sick.
basically like my week of just talking about stuff that I like.
Zion, your boy, on the
Dude, I'm
cover of the new
stoked.
Thrasher mag, frontside 5.0 on an insane
Huge,
rail.
huge. Like,
I
what is
cannot
wrong
wait
with
to
this
see
dude?
the footage.
Yeah, we already know. You know that's coming. You know that's
It's,
coming by the end of the. It has to be. Come on, man.
I would assume.
Like,
I
come
just
on. You
pulled it
know
up
this.
again. I
You're not
just
stupid.
can't. I just don't understand how he sits on this whole rail 5.0.
He does that with.
It's the rail's curving the hard way though.
I know. I trust me. I've seen it. I've seen it. Dude, what
His
if
weight. Yeah,
Zion's got to? Oh my God! Watch Zion drop some shit. Watch young Zion win Sodi.
that would
So
be incredible.
fucking Jamie and Zion back to back.
Florida would go crazy.
Florida's going wild. Everybody's fucking eating oranges across the country.
Dude, I can't wait to see the footage. Congrats to Zion. The cover looks great.
So good. Who took the photo?
It was I'm drawing a blank. Ham and cheese. What's his name? That's his Instagram.
Oh, I hate when I only
Joe Hammocky.
I hate when I only remember their Instagram.
I know, it feels stupid.
Yeah,
Joe
me too.
Hammocky.
Yeah, that photo rules.
It's super good. Um, and on that cover, you see it says Tori and Day One say thank you. So thank you Skateboards has been rumored a good amount for a little while now. We've seen Tori skating blank boards, skating Deathwish boards. He actually has a video up for Red Bull where he skates basically like a they remade that bench that he skates as a flat bar that's on Hollywood Boulevard that a bunch of people skate. But Tori's had clips there. And in that video, you see his board has like a thank you logo or graphic on it. And then this is on the cover of the new Thrasher. So obviously that leads me to believe that the real announcement of the brand, maybe the team, maybe a promo video, some boards, is all coming very soon. But we still actually haven't seen. Tori never really announced he was off Plan B, but it kind of just you could tell via what boards he was skating, and he took took them out of his bio. We haven't really heard much from
Right.
Day One about this. Day One was kind of just, as long as I've heard about it, it was Day One and Tori were doing a company. But I haven't noticed Day One skating any other boards or Day One not mentioning almost any less than he was or almost saying anything. So I would imagine that that's all going to happen pretty soon.
Also,
Especially putting
don't
out.
forget. Remember that Chris Haslam also left almost already.
That's true. Haslam is gone
That's
off
a
of almost.
big thing. That's a big move right there.
Yeah, so earlier today I actually went to Almost website to check that day one was still listed, and he is. But it kind of made me think
Yeah.
that I don't see a ton of the Almost dudes really like, or at least think about a ton of the Almost dudes out filming and skating together all the time.
Nah, not at all.
Like I see Eunice footage all the
He's
time on Instagram going off,
agreed.
and I understand that he's not maybe in the same city as a lot of those dudes. Um, but I realized that I just hadn't thought about Almost as being like dudes that were out together, like working on video projects constantly. Um,
I definitely think that Eunice is like carrying that brand as far as like with the younger generation.
yeah, yeah, I would agree. And Thank You Skateboards actually has an Instagram that Tori Puddle is following, so it, I'm gonna pull it up real quick. It's called at Thank You Skate Co. at the
Yeah, I
moment.
think that's it.
It is. So what it is that it looks like it used to be an old some sort of Grizzly Grip account, like maybe for a flagship store or like not the actual Grizzly Grip tape account, but a smaller one that was officially theirs. Because if you go to like the tagged photos of Thank You Skate Co, it's all these photos at shops and people had tagged Grizzly in. So they had
Hmm.
switched this account over so it already has 20,000 followers without even
Which is
using it
smart.
yet. Yeah, which makes complete sense. I'm not gonna blame them for doing that at all. Um, yeah, which makes sense. The logo used on here is a cloud, the smiley face in it, and they have the website link, but the website isn't up yet. So it'll be interesting to see really who's added to that brand, what the boards are looking like, and that's all stuff we're gonna know in the very near future. It's looking like,
Sick.
yeah. Alzheimer's in New England. We're just moving to another one of Mike's favorites.
This is crazy. Well, what's next, dude? Who else do we get to talk about? That's insane.
uh,
This was my favorite thing of the week for sure.
favorite
Oh,
thing of the
actually,
week,
I mean, guy, other than Corey, does Corey
Corey, and
Glick
then
count as
this.
this
Okay,
week?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. We'll count Glick as this week. Yeah. So Alzheimer's in New England. What were you hyped on here,
Zared for sure.
dude? I wrote down Zared and Dustin Henry.
Dude,
So good.
Zared's the MVP. Are you kidding? So much power. So good at skating switch. Like, it's insane. He like
And his manual trick.
everyone knew how good. Like, I feel like he went away for a while and just like disappeared. Now he's just back, and everyone realized that he's like how much ass he kicks again.
It's really sick to see and just think about like how long he's been in skateboarding and where he kind of
Hmm.
is in his career. Like he's not a young 20, like up and coming dude. Like he's been out there in pro for so long, but his skating is so good and he
Hmm.
can skate so many different things. Um, like watching him skate
Power,
tranny is so sick. The crazy manuals, a lot of power and really authority, and
crazy amount of
skates
power.
fast and crazy looking spots. In this, obviously, it's just skate park footage, but it's so fun to watch, especially with just that crew that Alzheimer's is. It really gives you the vibe that like they're just homies like hanging out and skating, and they went on a trip and skated some skate parks in New England. Like it's
Right.
very relatable videos to watch. I think for probably everyone that's a skateboarder because it's nothing insane. It just appears that it's them sessioning a skate park and there's a filmer long lens like hanging out filming them.
Yeah, but they're like ripping.
They're killing it.
Yeah. It's not
Killing it.
just like skating a skate park. Those fools are like ripping.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Um and ET as well. Him and Dustin Henry are two of my favorites
Oh
from that
yeah,
crew to
ET's the man.
watch. ET is such a relaxed style. It really doesn't look like he's trying.
Yeah. He
I've
has one of the coolest styles in skating right now, I
I
think.
love it. I have had the pleasure to watch ET in person when I was in Canada in Toronto. He was there at one of the local parks, and that's really just how he skates. He looks very casual and relaxed, and doesn't look like he's trying. And it comes off great. It looks so cool. Element Piece, like I mentioned earlier, it has been released on iTunes. We're gonna hold off on chatting about that full length until next week.
Just so
So
everyone can watch it, right?
everyone can watch it, including us again.
Yeah.
And yeah, Mike, you gotta get that full video through. I just
Yeah,
think,
that's what
you
I'm working.
know, we might as well hold off and be able to talk to everybody about Evan and Mason, Jocko, and
I'm excited.
the insanity. Yeah, I'm stoked. I'm hyped for you to watch it, and I'm hyped to hear everyone, especially everyone on here, hear what they thought about the video.
Hmm.
Cody Lockwood just had, uh, I guess it's a video part. I didn't really think of it as a part until I was about to say that. It is a
Yeah,
few
it's definitely a
minutes
video part,
of
but it's
footage.
like it's not
Yeah, so
edited
I wanted to
together like
release. Yeah, I mean, it kind of is, I guess. It was released on Bones' YouTube channel, which I think is a little weird.
strange. It only has like 3,000
It
views.
has 3,000 views and it came out a few days ago. The weirdest thing to me is Cody Lockwood. His skating undeniably is
The shit. And he
crazy
skates for
good.
Nike.
Crazy good, whether you're a fan of his or not. Crazy good skateboarder, right? Um, he recently got on Creature. He's on Nike. I just feel like this part could have had a lot more attention given to it if it was on Thrasher. Or even, yeah, I don't know. I feel like Thrasher would be the best. You know, we don't know if they tried to put it somewhere else and it didn't work out. I don't
I don't
know.
see why it wouldn't. He rides for Nike.
It's a good point.
Yeah. Like
Um,
what? Like lesser dudes definitely get on Thrasher.
yeah, it's just weird to me because I feel like it just turns into almost like a waste.
Dude, he filmed a whole video part. It has 3K views right now. He rides for Nike. You
He's
think
a
how?
he's pro.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and yeah, it shouldn't have 3,000 views after a few days. If that part
But
was on
he's
Thrasher, it would
ripping.
have like 50 plus thousand. He's had
Yep.
footage there before.
Mm-hmm.
It just seemed weird to me. Like if it's a Bones part, it's a Bones part. But like, why wouldn't it be? I don't know. Like I said, maybe we're sitting here talking about something we don't know enough about. But I feel like it would just make way more sense for that to be a Cody Lockwood Bones part on Thrasher, and people would actually see it.
No shit. I hear you.
You know what I mean? Because Mike, you sent it to me and you said that something along the lines of Cody Lockwood's so good, like whatever, watch this. If you didn't send that to me, I never would have saw that.
Seriously, I saw it randomly scrolling through my like the suggested videos.
Yeah, and it just popped up.
Yeah, and I saw it had 3,000 views, and I was like, "What? I haven't even heard of this." And it literally said that it came out like 2 days ago or something.
Yeah, it's just so strange.
That is strange.
It's weird. I did want to mention two clips in there. There's a spot he does a lip slide to sugarcane and a kickflip frontside 5-0 on. It's a ditch,
Oh, that's
a really steep bank to a
gnarly.
ledge. It's in San Diego, and that thing is so hard to skate. Any trick on that, so much respect.
Just out there are hard to do, man.
Dude, it's so crazy.
It's hard to do. Yeah.
Yeah, that spot's crazy. It's a super cool looking spot because it's a ditch literally on the beach, and there's a train that goes past it. So a lot of the footage looks
Yeah,
so
I know
rad
the
there.
spot you're talking about now.
Wes's Ender in the last Mafia video, Brain Gone, was on that spot. Marius has had footage there. A
Billy
ton
Jack.
of dudes have skated. Yeah, Billy Jackson did nose one side shove. And that bank is so steep. Yeah, so those tricks, I was like, wow. You know, it's just those moments where it's like, I've been to that spot. I know how hard it is to skate. So seeing something is like, dude, that's crazy. Which is always cool to be able to just relate to the skating. And
Right.
like
Oh,
we've
it's
said
always the
before,
best.
when you're at a spot, once you've been to a spot and you can just appreciate the footage more, it's always pretty sick.
Always.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, we'll talk about Element Piece next week. Other than that, we do have a little bit of news. David Reyes was officially announced on Raw Dog Raw. Antoine posted about him today. So he's officially landed over there, which it's actually been a long time since David Reyes has had an official board
Great.
sponsor.
Yeah, I was gonna say an actual like sponsor other than like a
Was he on Foundation?
program.
Oh, Mystery, huh? He was on Mystery. Wasn't he?
Yeah, I want to say Mystery, man.
I think Mystery, and then I don't know what if something happened after Mystery, and then it was like Plan B hookup for years. That didn't
Bob back in the Glick used to ride for them too.
for Mystery.
Yeah.
Ah,
I don't know if he rode for Mystery. Mystery was definitely Flow for Mystery
getting hooked
back in
up.
the day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's interesting.
It's
It
like the
seems
perfect fit for Foundation Glick. I mean,
Glick.
I don't need
Yeah.
to backtrack.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, I mean, that definitely makes sense for sure. Congrats to David Reyes. It's cool for him to get a home.
Yeah, he's super
Hopefully that means we'll
good. Etnies, dude. that Edney's plug. I'm sure, man. Jamie probably helped that out.
He's no longer at Etnies though.
I know, but they were, is what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You're right. You're right.
They both left at the same time too. I'm sure that wasn't a coincidence.
Yeah, that's so weird. Like right after the video comes out, and Jamie Tanconi had such a standout part to that to me personally. I think a lot of people that watch that video, his part. Yeah, I remember a lot of people talking about it when his part came out online.
Yeah, he's fucking awesome. I've always liked his shit.
Dude,
Like,
he kill. Speaking of ditches,
yeah,
that part
exactly.
is crazy.
Minute straight is just like ditches.
Skating into the gnarliest ditches.
I feel like it's dude, usually when shit like that happens in the past, like if we're gonna like learn from the past here, I feel like usually when this happens, it means that there's like financial things and people's paychecks were getting cut and contracts were being told they weren't going to be renewed. And I think that maybe what happened here, especially knowing what we know about Etnies being kind of Strugglesville or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, unless you're a 12-year-old kid, I don't really see Etnies on your feet, to be honest. Like,
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not seeing him too often myself. I hear you. That would just be what makes the most sense.
Because, I mean, even those two dudes, I hate to say, like, that they're not, like, the biggest names in skating because that's just, like, the lamest shit. But, I mean, it's true, especially compared to the rest, like, the rest of the Etnies teams, you know what I mean? Like, the Chris Jocelins and the Berger.
And Scheckler.
You know,
yeah.
The Scheckler.
They have their big names, basically. Yeah, so they might have had to cut down on some other dudes, which it doesn't mean that that's something, if that was even the case, it doesn't mean that that's something obviously they were hyped to do, but whatever, it has to happen at some point, right? If it's going down that direction for a company.
I always think, like, what the hell is happening with the Hours footwear?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Like, Herman left America to do that, so like it always leads me to believe that they're gonna do skate shoes.
Yeah, that's what my thought would be as well, but I'm not sure.
Like, you know what I mean? It'd be different if, like, they did this footwear brand and he was still on America. That would tell me that they're just doing some, like, luxury men's footwear.
Yeah, but it could have been that Herman was frustrated with something at America and was just kind of over it.
That seems weird, though, because Reynolds been there since he was a
Jerry
child.
Stu was there forever, though, too, right?
Good point. Really,
and Jerry, actually, I meant to touch on this last week. Jerry has an interview out. The Barracks is how I saw it. They tweeted about it. There's a link through the Barracks on their website. Because I hadn't heard of this podcast it was on. I'm sorry I'm not giving you credit. I'll toss it in the description because I want to give this guy some credit that did this interview. But Jerry talks about his ending with the America, and it wasn't good. He sounded very frustrated with the way it ended, and I guess almost disrespected that they kind of just seemed to cut him off, and he didn't feel like it should have gone down the way it did. There's obviously been changes there, team changes, plenty of within the past few years. Who knows if there's certain dudes that had worked there forever that no longer work there, that could easily affect like someone like Herman being like, I'm kind of over it, and maybe his contract was ending, and like we just don't know.
Oh, I'm sure that's how it went down. Or like not with the person, maybe in the office, but I'm sure his contract was ending and he was just like, whatever, I'll try something else. But yeah.
I hear you though. It is a little weird.
You also gotta remember that Andrew Reynolds gave fucking Cater the green light to leave, so that says a lot in itself.
How did Reynolds say that? Like publicly? Where do you remember hearing that?
I don't think he said it publicly, but I mean that's like his protege, right? Like he literally rides for every brand that Reynolds rides for.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like for him to just leave the brand that Reynolds has been at, that he brought him to, that they just dropped that Young Americans video. Like
they did. Yeah.
A lot.
And Cater had a colorway in the works, like that was in catalogs to come out.
Man, like the boss allowed that to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's actually now Cater's color was for the slip-on, and it's Jeremy Liabre's now. I think it had actually released recently.
Interesting.
Yeah, Cater at Vans is a very, very good fit.
Oh, I agree. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know. I was just kind of
him leaving America. It says something.
To me, and I mean, I know we touched on this when it happened, but to me, the biggest thing about it was the first photo that surfaced, I think the first photo ever of Cater wearing Vans was on Andrew Reynolds' story. There was no caption. It was just a photo of Cater and Vans, and the Vans were like right there. And it just seemed like Reynolds was kind of letting the world know. That's what it seemed like.
I'm sure he was.
But that's still weird though. Even if he told Cater, oh, maybe Vans is better for you, like do it. It's still weird that he would. It seems weird to me.
Like it doesn't really seem very weird that he would like put him out there, you know.
Yeah, but Reynolds is still America and promoting America.
Yeah, but there's also been like hella rumors for like years that he was leaving too.
Yeah. It's true. But I think he's stuck there or he's there for a few more years, or however you want to word that.
I mean, they have Winkowski.
They have Winkowski, yeah. And Reynolds seems to be super amped on that, which is tight. Super tight. About
a stick or something now. You saw him, right?
Yeah, Dakota, I don't know if they're gonna announce him. He's definitely skating those shoes.
And
getting those
very
shoes.
much supporting that sticker.
Yeah.
Westgate style.
Yeah, that is Westgate. You'll see it in Peace. There's a lot of clips in Westgate before he was on New Balance. You see that sticker on the nose.
Sick.
I wonder if Westgate felt weird setting up boards after that. He should have asked New Balance for some huge stickers.
Like, I bet he's just setting up huge New Balance stickers.
I need a huge sticker on my nose. He's like, I do not want to see the nose of my board. I need a sticker.
That is so awesome.
One more thing on this list. Battle at the Barracks 11, round 2 is coming up. Starting this weekend, we have Seva versus Walker Ryan, and we have Felipe Gustavo versus Trevor McClung. So, Mike, I thought we might as well make some predictions.
Felipe for the whole win, the whole thing.
What about Seva versus Walker?
Seva.
I'm gonna say Seva. I'll root for Walker because I'm personally more of a fan of Walker's, but I would bet on Seva.
I'm more of a fan of Walker's video parts, but I'm more of a fan of Seva's flat ground skating for sure.
Okay. I'll say we can anticipate if Walker Ryan's on offense, a nice switchback big spin and switchback side flip because he's so good at it. Felipe versus Trevor McClung. I'm going Felipe. I'll probably take that win.
Full thing.
Wow, that's a heavy. It's heavy.
He's too good. He's too good.
What about Diego?
Diego's awesome. Felipe's better.
Diego and Robert Neal are lined up for round 2.
Robert Neal get dusted.
You think?
Yeah.
Shoot. I think Rob's gonna beat him.
I like Robert Neal, but he's gonna get dusted.
I'm saying Robert Neal takes
double flip shit.
He has double flips for days.
I hate that shit.
Even when it's in Battle at the Barracks?
It's so like 2010, bro. Like, man.
Oh my, Mike's too cool for it. I mean, I'm not saying I'm trying to see a double flip in the middle of a line, but if it's a game of skate, I have no problem with it.
It's like a drastic tactic. It's like a desperation tactic. Like, oh my god, I can't do anything. I better double flip.
Okay, well, if you're gonna start saying this, you were just saying how you love Seva's flat ground skateboarding. You could easily say Seva has very repetitive tricks.
I can easily say that Seva has earned those very repetitive tricks because they're all tricks that no one else can do.
He is probably the only dude doing frontside big flips like every try.
They're not. It's like some switcher.
You broke up there.
I said they're not just like some rocket switch double flip. They're like actual gangster tricks.
He does have an incredible amount of control over his hard flips. That's insane.
The weirdest thing that like the 3 shove and the 540 shove is like the weirdest thing. How it like just like
it's crazy because a lot of dudes that are good at the 3 shoves, the way Seva does them, it would like mess up tray flips.
Yep.
But Seva could go like 3 shove tray flip, 540 shove, 540 flip.
I bet he could. Oh my God,
how crazy is that? I bet he could do that first go.
I want to see that. We got to DM him. I'm trying to see that.
I'm trying to run into Seva somewhere just to request that one real quick. would be
I'm gonna DM
psycho.
him this clip later.
Could you imagine?
Somebody's got to chop up this clip and DM it to Seva. We got to see that. That line sounds nuts, dude. I bet he could do it first try. I bet it does it first.
You know how if you get to finals night, they do like they'll film slow-mo flat ground tricks, like promote that you're in finals night? That's when they should do that with it.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
He's so sick.
Dude,
for that idea.
I bet he could seriously do that line right now.
Yeah. When does he miss any of those?
While we're on the conversation of Seva, he posted a photo the other day with like 6 different shoes, and he said and like some of them weren't even skate shoes. And in the comments, he was talking about how he bought some like Jordans from like a outlet mall or some shit just because they look good for skating, and Fila's, and they're not even, they last longer than other skate shoes and all this other shit. And I'm just like, damn. It is kind of sick that like when you don't have a shoe sponsor, you can literally just pick which ones you like, and then
yeah. Sorry, you were starting to break up a little bit, but I heard the gist of what you're saying. So you're saying he has a bunch of different shoes, some of which that aren't even skate shoes, and it's cool that he has no shoe sponsor, so he can skate whatever he wants. I'm looking at that photo right now. So he has some Pumas, some not the normal Puma suede, some interesting looking Pumas.
They look like Busanit Sambas.
They do. They do look like a very soccer inspired shoe. What Adidas are those?
I don't know.
There looks like there's some Busanits in the corner.
Yeah, those do look like skate shoes.
Yeah, and then there's some suede Jordans, like a low top Jordan shoe, and a Fila shoe, or Fila. How do you say it? Fila.
Fila.
Yeah. That is interesting. I don't know where I would even see him, what shoe brand I'd see him skating for.
Yeah, like he was skating DCs forever. In the comments, this was the thing I meant to say. I'm sorry. In the comments about how he stopped getting DC, the materials downgraded, and he said that they weren't lasting as long.
Interesting.
Which, I mean, that's not the first time we've heard that about DCs in the last couple of years, for sure.
Yeah, I remember Chris Jocelyn saying
Mike Moe said the same thing.
Oh, really? I just remember Jocelyn saying Etnies last way longer than, like, that DCs didn't last him. But at the same time, it's like Seva doesn't fit on what DC is now at all.
Yeah, I agree. He does fit somewhere though. He's really fucking good.
Oh yeah, of course. Of course he's good. Yeah, I don't know where he'd go. I don't know. But that is cool to your point that he can just skate all these random shoes. In terms
Literally
of being a pro skate. Yeah, like he is skating some straight random shoes. Did you say it said that he went to an outlet mall or something? Because I feel like that's where you'd find those.
Like that. Yeah, the ones with he says the Jordan ones he like bought.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know. Those are the most random looking Jordans.
Something like that. Yeah.
That's funny.
I mean, dude, let's not forget he's also getting a Red Bull check. Like he's not hurting.
He is on Red Bull. Yeah.
He's been for quite a while, and he's on Red Bull Euro, which is like they tend to keep their dudes for a long time.
Laced up.
Like, dude, those Red Bull guys have like 10-year contracts and shit. That's got to be so insane.
It's probably pretty crazy.
Like, wear this hat. We'll give you money and take care of you physically.
I think the coolest thing to me, whatever. It's so easy to make fun of like the Red Bull hats, and I completely get it. And
so
can't imagine having to wear those hats all the time. But it is cool to see the dudes that take advantage of the fact that if they live in LA and there's like the Red Bull in Santa Monica, and they can go work out there and recover from injuries and all that. I think that part of it is honestly, it's cool that they take care of their dudes so well.
Agreed. I completely agree. There's no denying that. Like, especially coming from my time in skateboarding where like health insurance literally was not a fucking thing.
Yeah.
To now like Zion going and taking like cryogenic fucking freezer showers and shit.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
It's sick. And it's cool. Like Felipe talks about it. Felipe on his 9 Club talks about how much they helped with his injury recovery.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah. So as much as those hats and stickers can be overly corny, it's cool that they take care of their dudes. I'll
That's all
back
it
that. I'll
really.
back that part of it. But yeah, I don't drink energy drinks.
The
And,
hat.
those logos don't look.
I mean, hat's just like a joke, right? Like you can just make a joke and then it's over. But like the dude still is getting fucking paid to take care of his family.
Oh yeah, dude. Like, yeah, if you're one of those dudes wearing those hats and getting those checks, like you're probably like, whatever, dude. You can make fun of my hat as much as you want.
Dude, I remember being at a dinner when the real deal a couple years ago. We went to dinner with them, and Zion. We were just chilling, just eating, whatever, drinking, just like you know what I mean, hanging out, just whatever. And we were, and Zion had taken his hat off and like set it on the table. And Robbie Brockle, or was it? It was either Nate Elton or Robbie Brockle. Like we're like made a joke and we're like, "Yo, Zion, you better put that hat on your head." And like he literally straight up put it right on his head. He didn't say shit. It was like the funniest fucking thing ever, dude. Like it was like the funniest thing ever. He literally just put it right on his head and kept eating like it was nothing. Like it did not.
Like he'd probably heard that before from someone actually at Red Bull. That's funny.
Yeah, that was really funny. I was cracking like that a lot. That made me laugh a lot.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Sick. Well, that's all we got for 173. We'll be back in a week with Element Peace and much more to talk about. So hit us up if there's anything that we've left out, anything that you want us to talk about, any video parts we should watch, anything like that, and we'll do so. Thank you guys. We'll be back in a week. Peace.